Hi guys, it's Matt Z from Optimus Futures, and today we're going to talk about the biggest mistake that traders do when they start trading. So let's talk about, one of the biggest mistakes that people do when they start trading. I know that there are gazillion videos out there, as I say, and there's forums and posts, and everybody talks about the fact that some traders are undercapitalized and some traders don't have risk management and some traders trade too frequently. Tons of errors, and each one of them is 100% legitimate. The problem with all those errors is that they're being thrown at beginner traders when in fact they're thrown at the wrong time. Let me give you an example. So let's say you want to teach somebody how to swim, right? So you take him to the swimming pool, and depending on your approach and how sadistic you are, you can start him at where the water is not too high, or take him to very shallow water. It's up to you, but essentially you throw him in the water and then he starts swimming, right? And as he swims, you try to teach him about how to breathe right, how to coordinate his body, and how we should get optimal speed. That would be equivalent to talking to somebody about risk management, sizes, frequency of trading, psychology of trading, while he's a beginner. That would have absolutely the same effect as a beginner swimmer. All those facts are being thrown at him, how to absolutely being optimal in swimming when that's not what he needs. So I say that the biggest mistake the traders do is not knowing what trading is. This is really the biggest mistake. People getting into a business that they do not understand what trading entails, what traders need, how they need to think, and the process. So remember one thing: trading in itself is not just buying and selling things. It's not just looking at the graphs. It's a very complex process of decision making. So beginner traders, essentially, and I read a lot about the psychology of traders online and the beginners and what they say in order to give you good feedback. So they come from a very theoretical background where they read things online when they're free, and then they participate, in discussions and things of that nature, and other people give them feedback. But essentially, from what I see, sometimes I would see comments such as, I looked into it and I think I want to be a day trader. Well, what did you look into? Did you look into the most successful traders in the world, how they make their money, the fame that they get, and you thought that that's what you want, right? But did you really understand what trading is all about? So let's talk about what is trading. So as I said, it's a process of decision making. Getting to the trading part and trading well, you have to conquer 10 wars before you get to the point where you're a successful trader. It's about decision making. It's about filtering information. It's about fighting your emotions. It's about finding a trading method that suits your style. It's having the ability to have pain, and a lot of pain during losing periods that can last for a very long time. You can have 10 losing trades in a row, or you can have 50 losing trades in a row. Anything can happen. And this is the process where the traders are not ready. So again, they started swimming and somebody didn't guide them right, just threw all those facts at them, and they're trying to implement it all together, which usually turns into a disaster. So again, the biggest mistake the traders do is not understanding what trading is, the process of trading, and the decisions they have to make along the way in order to be a good trader. So I want to make it easier on traders, okay? Obviously I can't make everyone successful because it's a zero-sum game with the exception of transaction costs. So for every winner, there's a loser. And there's always going to be a minority of successful people in every field, whether it's trading, whether they have a business or whatever the case is, that is very, very successful. And some will be not, unfortunately. But that's just how business, and this is the, the law of the jungle. Not everybody can be the king of the jungle. So let's talk about what I think the process that you should go through in order to understand what trading is. First of all, it's the amount of information that you absorb and analyze. So there's a certain level of information that is being thrown at you, and you have to analyze it really fast and make decisions really fast. So think about that process. What currently are you doing currently doing right now, or have you done in the past that tons of information was thrown at you right away and you had to make an immediate decision? Probably you don't encounter it every day, right? The second thing is, how do you admit when you're wrong and when? So in the process of the decision making, when you're there, in the process of all this information being thrown at you, now you have to decide, am I wrong or am I right? And this is where the risk management comes into place. The other aspect of trading is, and again, I'm talking about things here that are not only in trading. It happens it can happen in many other occupations. The other thing is, how do you measure your success? Do you measure your success? Have you done anything in the past to measure your success? For example, you went on a diet, right? You measured yourself every week. Your dietitian told you what to eat. You see the gradual loss of weight, or maybe not. That's the third thing that you possibly have to think about when it comes to that. The fourth thing is having the ability to withstand, as I mentioned, pain, right? Are you doing right now, or have you done something in the past that entails doing the same thing over and over and over again and not having the right results? And it's a little bit painful, but maybe you're used to it from the past. So when you talk about trading, what you need to talk about is really all the little things that are inside of trading, the little wars that you have to conquer from within before people talk to you about risk management and position sizes and where support and resistance is and where how the indicators work. That's just all overwhelming. I feel like it's somebody learning how to swim, and then all of a sudden, people are throwing weights at him, right? Now you have to swim with all those weights, and sometimes your head is just about to, fall off from all the amount of information. So read more at this point, if you're a beginner trading, about the process of thinking, right? Find books that are related to the process of thinking and how to think right. Maybe nothing comes to mind right now, but if I find it, I'll post it below. That's basically it for now. I would love to hear your perspective about trading, how you started, and maybe some of the mistakes that you've done. And if you're an experienced trader, what do you know today that you didn't know in the past? Was it overwhelming process for you, where you're thrown into water, given all this amount of information out there, and today you're in a totally different frame of mind? So I wish you the best of success in trading. I hope that as information comes to you, absorb it slowly. Nobody's rushing you. You don't have to succeed in a week. It's a process of years to learn how to deal with information. And there's different level of information that will come over the years. There will be years that there's a lot of information because the market is very volatile. There will be times that the market is very quiet. You have to learn how to behave in different environments. You swim under different currents, right? And against different streams. I hope all this helps you. If you have any questions, of course, you can go to community.optimusfutures.com. I'll answer any question there related to trading. If I can share my experience, or if you need to know about our platforms and anything else that we offer, technology, we'll address that as well. You can go to our site. It's www.optimusfutures.com. I hope you click the like button. And again, your feedback is everything. Please share your experience. I'd love to hear. some of the mistakes that you have done and what you know about trading before and what do you think of it now if you actually been a few years in the market. All the best, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.